सदाशिवसमारम्भाम्
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्
मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्
वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्
वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्
वसुदेवसुतं देवम्
वसुदेवसुतं
कंसचाणूरमर्दनम्
कंसचाणूरमर्दनम्
देवकी परमानन्दम्
देवकी परमानन्दम्
कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्
कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्
श्रेयो हि ज्ञानम् अभ्यासात्
श्रेयो हि ज्ञानाभ्यासात्
ज्ञानाध्यानं विशिष्यते
ज्ञानाध्यानं विशिष्यते
ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागः
ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागः
त्यागात् शान्ति अनन्तरम्
त्यागः शान्ति अनन्तरम्
We'll start from last one second. Let me highlight. So we, like last time, we talked about Janmashtami also, so we spent good time, but we continue with that character which is the topic, second chapter, last part of the second chapter almost. So this is the character where Arjuna has asked Sthit Prajna, one of the famous character of the Bhagavad Gita. And we, in the beginning, we saw that the characteristics or attribute of Sthit Prajna. And now Bhagwan is continue to describe not only Sthit Prajna. So that's we have seen in the past also in entire Bhagavad Gita. Bhagwan is a teacher who's not only telling the problems or the obstacles we are going to face, he describes at the same time the solution. So sadhana. So in Adhyatmic sense, he's telling the sadhana also. So that's the part we are in. Bhagwan is going to, as already described, Sthit Prajna. And now he is going to give some warnings and then continue to tell how to remain Sthit Prajna. So Sthit Prajna, very briefly, if we recap, and by the way, yesterday was Ganesh Chaturthi, so sabko Ganesh Chaturthi ki shubhkamnaएं. Because Ganesh ji also has some role in this text, Bhagavad Gita, because he was one of the writer or composer or compiler of the Mahabharata. The story goes that Vyasji asked Ganesh ji to write. So he's one of the compilers. So Ganesh ji has a role what we are studying in this. So सबको गणेश चतुर्थी की शुभकामनाएं and गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्थजम्बूफलसारभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम्. Yeah, so our pranam to Ganesh ji and we'll continue. So Sthit Prajna is a character where this is one of the favorites of many scholars in Bharat, not only scholars, even the freedom fighters and the professors and people like us. It's a very famous, this part of the Bhagavad Gita. Gandhiji used, not only Gandhiji, but many, but Gandhiji used to recite every day, twice. So, and this, because this describes what we want to be, what I want to be also. It's a kind of a role model, a description of a person who can be our role model in not only spiritual journey, even day-to-day life also. Is such a great character. So we just recap in the first three shlok, Bhagwan described the qualities of, which is 55, 56, and 57. So one is that Atmanev Atmanatushta. This person has self-fulfillment or self-sufficiency. This person doesn't need anything out from outside. So In Gita term, it is this person is complete. And this quality is called Purnatvam, self-fulfillment or self-sufficiency. So this person is completely by himself or herself. No outside help is needed for this person to be happy. I think that's the ultimate goal of all of us. And when we call today is what we call freedom and liberty and justice for all, this is what that every person should be self-sufficient. So that's what this person. So that is first quality, Purnatvam, self-sufficient, self-fulfilled person, or Atmani Atmana Tushta. In Bhagwan's term, he says Atmani Atmana Tushta. He is satisfied within himself, by himself or herself. The second quality, which is in the 56th and part of that in 57 Shlok, the next two qualities, which is Samatvam, equanimity, which we have seen in the previous Shlok also, Shlok number 47 or 48, 46. Samatvam is equanimity, and equanimity in what? The whole life, the sansar, or our even day-to-day life, it's all duality. Like either you will have like favorable conditions or unfavorable conditions, success or failure, gain or loss. All two things will happen. So, and that's what we like, we swing this way and this way. So this person doesn't swing. This person remains in the center, and that is called samatva, equanimity. And we saw like dukheshu anudvignamana, sukheshu vigatva spraha. Dukh mein udvigna, udveg means agitation. So this person, dukh means unfavorable, where the situation is not as the bodily level I think I should be. When we say body, mind. So he doesn't get agitated in dukh. Sukheshu vigat ispraha, and doesn't get too elevated in sukh. Something, okay, sukh in this material sense. It doesn't get excited. So that person is balanced. And the same thing, na vinandati na dveshti. Neither he is too joyous and just go around and beat the drum, or na dveshti, nor he'll sit in the corner and cry or complain that kuch sab theek nahi chal raha hai. So that is samatvam. And the third quality of which is again in the 56th Shlok, Vit Raga Bhayak Krodha. So rag means attachment, or we say that the we can say the clinging, that is rag, bhay, which is fear, and krodh, which is anger or agitation. These three things happen to all of us because we are body centric, dehina, and we think that I am this body and mind, and the sansar is around me. The things are not in favor, or in favor. So this person is free from rag, which is passion or attachment, bhay, fear, and krodh, agitation. And that is called viraga. We use word viragi. So this person has purnatvam, this person has samatvam, and this person has virag or vairag. That's it. अगर ये तीन हो गया ना, तो बस आनंद ही आनंद जीवन में. जिन महात्माओं को, संत लोगों को हम पढ़ते हैं, सुनते हैं, इवन इंक्लूडिंग भगवान कृष्ण हिमसेल्फ, ये तीन चीजें होती हैं उनके पास. And that's like 3 shlok में Bhagwan has described the entire character. And that's it. That's the goal. So our goal is also to have these qualities in our day-to-day life as much as possible, and keep judging ourselves on these scale or bar, not others. That's our problem. Like we immediately start judging others also. So first condition of our Shastra teaching is that never judge others. You judge yourself. And that's the reason Bhagwan is in Gita also. We see in Mahabharata, Arjuna has a couple of times did something and Bhagwan told him, hold on, you take care of yourself, right? This teaching is not to go around and judge others. Aap kaise kya kar rahe ho? And that's what, so with that, this is the summary of the characteristics of Sthit Pragya person. And then 58 shlok, last time we saw Bhagwan. Now in the second chapter and going forward, we'll see many similes and metaphors. In fact, Naveen Bhai and I have compiled a list. There are like some 20 or 25 metaphors are there in Bhagavad Gita. And they're wonderful, like Bhagwan has given. So first metaphor almost, this is the second one earlier happened. So this metaphor, Bhagwan is giving simile or comparing this person with a turtle. So turtle has 4 legs and 1 head, and whenever there's a danger, turtle will withdraw all 5. And so similarly, we have 5 senses, and these 5 senses are the gateway for external things to come inside and sit, disturb our mind. In simple terms, ये बाहर से जितनी चीजें घुसती हैं, ये 5 इंद्रियों से घुसती हैं और मन को खराब कर देती है. It's like that. So the example Bhagwan gives it like turtle. If you feel that the situation is going to disturb me or not not conducive for the mana shanti, just withdraw. And that's the practice. So he gave one metaphor, and then Bhagwan is going to further start explaining. Basically, the whole next part is about sense and mind control. Sense control means indriya nigraha. Senses means indriya, jnanendriya, and mind is mana. So indriya nigraha or mano nigraha. That's the term used in Shastra. Mano nigraha, which is controlling the mind, and indriya nigraha, controlling the senses. पर इतना सा ही खेल है. अगर ये हो गया तो बस आत्मन्यवात्मनातुष्टः स्थित प्रज्ञस्थ उच्यते. Is then you are happy by yourself, and you don't have. And this is, and most of us have already studied and do the studies. I personally feel, and it is true also, like a lot of people, this teaching is a gift of Eastern thought, which of course originated in Bharat, Buddhist, and then of course that Hindu Sanatana thought or Jain thought or Sikh. This is a gift to the world. Sense control and Indriya Nigraha and Mano Nigraha. And I have read I read Western philosophy out of my interest, and I tried to discover a lot. They never talked about control. For them, control means suppression, and they say, no, suppression is a problem. Actually, they mistook it. They mistook when we say it is not suppression, it is the channelization of the thought, whatever energy we have. So they think, oh, that's why but now we have seen that's one reason yoga has become very popular in the Western world, like meditation and breathing exercises. Even doctors, not too openly, but they have started saying, do meditation, try to live holistic living, control yourself like that. And I was talking to one of my colleagues this afternoon, and I said, I don't know, I'm not sure, but maybe in next 100 years, in the prescription they'll write, do meditation 3 times a day. And I'm telling you, this is going to come. And whichever rishis have already said, do Sandhya Vandanam 3 times a day. And other traditions, even Western traditions, they have prayer times, but they came up to the prayer level. In the prayer, there is something, which is good. Good than just sitting and watching TV. They also say do prayer 3 times, 4 times a day. But our process of this, इसलिए हम लोगों के सुबह मंदिर में प्रार्थना होती है, शाम को मंदिर में प्रार्थना होती है, संध्या वंदन, बहुत सारी, very standard, very thoughtful methods they have given, the sadhana. So I am sure there will be time where they'll say, doctors will say, sense control and mind control is already they are saying. René Descartes, who's one of the French, he's a father of modern Western philosophy, Descartes. He's from France, 16th century. He, in fact, some of his writings I read, he has said that, body and mind, they are 2 different things. And we have to work on mind. they didn't reach to that what our rishis have already gone to, and that's the reason Buddhist thought is very popular in Western world, because he focuses on mind control. And that's what Bhagwan is saying in next 2-3 shlok. So what Bhagwan is saying that, and they have not reached to that. Our rishis have reached. So he is saying that all the disturbances happen to us because of the sense objects. Senses look for objects. Senses is like like horses, and they look for their maybe the grass or food or whatever. So senses are like, and simple example is like tongue. Tongue is always looking for something which is tasty, because there are taste buds, right? And there are all 5 senses are there. So the object of senses, yeah, we have to control them. So Bhagwan says in this shlok, we'll read that shlok, but just to recap that, yeah, they can turn away from a person who's doing a physical control. But in the mind, the longing of that object will remain. For example, okay, I won't eat jalebi during the Navratri, 9 days. No sweets or nothing. Navratri we decide. But jalebi comes in my dream. Oh yeah, I'm not, and I meet some people Navratri. अरे हमने एक वीक के लिए छोड़ दी, कुछ मीठा नहीं खाएंगे. The moment I say कि मैं एक वीक के लिए मीठा नहीं खाऊंगा every day, all 9 days of Navratri, that means the meetha is sitting in my mind. That's what Bhagwan is saying here. And that with that we'll read that shlok, which exactly describes the same situation. So this shlok number 59 of 2nd chapter, where Bhagwan is describing कि क्या होता है ये विषय, जो senses हैं, how they take away the mind. So 59 shlok of 2nd chapter. विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः रसवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते.
यद्यपि इंद्रियों के द्वारा विषयों को न ग्रहण करने वाले पुरुष के भी केवल विषय तो निवृत्त हो जाते हैं, परंतु राग नहीं निवृत्त होता, और इस पुरुष का तो राग भी परमात्मा को साक्षात करके निवृत्त हो जाता है.
The sense objects turn away from an abstinent man, but not the relish. Even his relish turns away on seeing the Supreme.
Yeah, so we have to read this shlok, little break the sentence. It's a very simple Sanskrit, and particularly these shloks, if you read properly, Sanskrit is very simple. Only thing we have to just supply a little bit of logic in that, right? So what Bhagwan is saying here, niraharasya vishaya vinivartante, niraharasya dehina. So nirahar means the word which is used for fasting also in our day-to-day life. आज मैं निराहार पे हूँ, मतलब fasting कर रहा हूँ. So fasting is nothing but physical control, right? We do that. So niraharasya means physical control, and dehina means the people who, like, we are body-centric people. We are that's why the whole chapter started with deha dehi difference. So deha means we are the people who are body-centric. So this person who's having a physical control, and assume the fasting word. Fasting is very easy to understand. कि मैं fast कर रहा हूँ कि मुझे अभी नहीं खाना है, like that. So Bhagwan says कि विषया विनिवर्तन्ते. Yeah, so Vishaya means sense objects. And example is very easy to understand, like the tongue is one of the sense objects. And when we do our meditation, that's what our journey is like. We take from the gross sense objects to the Atma, that grows to subtle. And these sense objects, and suppose I'm sitting here and somebody is cooking a dosa or some pulao in another room. I immediately know, oh, there is a dosa here. I have not seen it. Nose doesn't have eye to see, right? Nose has no sense to see things. But the mind, because it is sitting in the mind. And that's what Bhagwan is saying. कि कंट्रोल करके तो आप बैठे हो, लेकिन व्रत करके बैठे हो और उस दिन आपको जलेबी भी याद आ रही है और डोसे की खुशबू भी आ रही है, तो कहाँ से आ रही है? So भगवान से कि निराहारस्य विषया विनिवर्तन्ते. ऐसा लगता है कि विनिवर्तन मीन्स withdrawal. Vinivartan means it's kind of the reversal. So, or we can say not enjoying, right? Drop off or cease. So yeah, if you do the fasting and physical control, the sense objects will not come to you. And or I have a control, I won't touch. भाई अभी गुलाब जामुन है, मुझे डायबिटीज है तो नहीं खाना है. And I keep seeing gulab jamun, but I won't eat it. Yeah, that control I had built, right? Because we do that, right? All our intermittent fasting and all these modern techniques these days. These are these कि 12 बजे तक सुबह नहीं खाना है, बट वो कई बार फोन करके यार आप 12 बजे तक मेरे को चाय नहीं पीनी है, तो why are we saying 12 बजे तक मुझे चाय नहीं पीनी है? That's what भगवान is saying कि आप चाय तो नहीं पी रहे हो, लेकिन चाय बराबर दिमाग में बनी हुई है. So भगवान is saying कि विषया विनिवर्तते निराहारस्य देहिना, लेकिन we have to supply that word रस वर्जम, but रस नहीं जाता है. वर्जम means elimination or exclusion. रस means the taste, the longing, और जिसको हम लोग कहते हैं मजा शुद्ध हिंदी में, वो मजा दिमाग में रह जाता है, वो नहीं जाता है. आपने कंट्रोल तो कर लिया, but that is the problem, and that is where the sadhana comes. That's where so it is not, the example is given about the sense control, and we can say, but it could be a thought also of long time back कुछ हुआ था, वो अभी भी मेरे दिमाग में रहता है. The moment I see that person, and it has happened with many of us. When I go to India, last time I went and I saw कोई shopping कर रहे थे और एक कोई आदमी दिखा था. I thought, recognize this person, and I said, you are Deepak? He said, yes. I met him after 45 years. And then we recollected, और एक बार then we talked about कि हमारा झगड़ा हो गया था, तो I took his notebook. And I said, look at that, 45 years, we still remember both of us that हमारा झगड़ा हो गया था, I took the notebook and you took the pencil or pen, something like that. That is what he said. कि वो रस जो है, जो memory है, this stays. रसवर्जम, वो नहीं जाता है. But how that will go? And Bhagwan says, next line, raso appis, that ras also, api means also, that ras also nivartate, chala jayega, like it nivartate means will cease or will drop off. By what? Param drashtva. By drashtva means यहाँ पर दृष्ट का मतलब था देखना, इसी से हमारा शब्द आया दर्शन. Darshan शब्द has come. Darshan means not looking outside. Darshan means realizing inside. So once you realize yours, param drashta, param means either the truth, or we call Satya or Bhagwan, whatever name we want to give, Brahman or Atma. Once this person realizes the param drashta nivartate as self, then this longing from mind can also go. So Bhagwan says, yeah, physical वो एक लड़की थी, वो दोनों दोस्त थी, शाम को रोज जाके वो चाट वाटर में कोई जाते थे, और वो चाट की दोनों बैठती थी, और they used to eat together. तो वो चाट वाला जो दुकान वाला बोलता था, you looks like too good, very good. Yeah, we are childhood friends and then we enjoy eating together. He was very happy, Vidhi or Deepika, whatever names. And one day what happened, like this one girl came and she ordered 2 plates and sat there. See, what happened? Well, my friend Deepika has moved out of town, so I just but I cannot eat without, I can imagine her sitting here, so I need 2 plates, right? Then only I can eat. वो खुश हुआ कि वाह, what a friendship, दुकानदार 2 प्लेट रोज ला देता. एक दिन वो आई निधि and she said, just give me 1 plate, uncle. He said, why? वो प्लेट सामने रख दी उसने, क्यों? तो बोले नहीं आज जो है, क्यों आज वो दीपिका नहीं खाएगी? उसने पूछा उसको. बोले नहीं, दीपिका का आज फास्ट है, तो मैं ही अकेली खाऊंगी. See, that much we have in the mind, कि वो मन नहीं मानता है, खाने की इच्छा बनी रहती है. I see हमारे मंदिर में एक बार किसी मंदिर में I was in one of the program and there was a दादी, she didn't have even teeth. तो पिज्जा ऑर्डर किया था बच्चों के लिए. तो किसी ने उनको पूछा कि इनको ये तो खा नहीं पाएंगी. बोले नहीं मैं खाऊंगी, ला के दो. And I saw her eating with all the difficulty that pizza. She couldn't even eat. But the reason was that pizza is here. Teeth में तो उनको, she didn't have teeth. She had all the difficulties in eating, but she was enjoying that. So I could see that. I said, wow. So that's what Bhagwan is saying. लेकिन वो तभी जाएगा परम दृष्टा. The only way you have to, and that is, we call it self-realization, Atma Gyan. There is no other way. And that is where Bhagavad Gita or our Shastra is very clear that no compromise in that. Absolutely you have to, and then Bhagwan will tell sadhanas. So he is warning here. Arjun, it is not that easy, but there is a solution here. So in the next slok, he'll just emphasize a little bit more, and then we'll go to the solution also, right? So we'll read 60 also, right? It is continuation of yatato yapi kaunteya
यततो ह्यपि कौन्तेय
purushasya vipaschitah
पुरुषस्य विपश्चितः
indriyani pramathini
इंद्रियाणि प्रमाथीनि
haranti prasabham manah.
हरन्ति प्रसभम मनः। और हे अर्जुन, जिससे कि यत्न करते हुए बुद्धिमान पुरुष के भी मन को यह प्रमथन स्वभाव वाली इंद्रियां बलात्कार से हर लेती हैं।
O Kauntaya, the turbulent senses of even a wise man, while striving, indeed forcibly carry away his mind.
Right. So now Bhagwan is saying yatato means yatna. जो शब्द यत्न आया उससे मीन्स प्रयत्न। So yatato api kaunteya, यत्न करते हुए भी विपश्चिता मीन्स द वाइज पर्सन। पुरुष, उस पुरुष के, this person is a sadhak, like us. He or she is every day doing the practice. But Bhagwan says, for this person is carried away, his mind is also carried away by indriyani, by the senses, because they are very stubborn. वो एक सेम सेल्फ कंट्रोल है। तो लक्ष्मण जी एक बार कहीं प्रेजेंटेशन कर रहे थे, तो नेपाली मंदिर में, तो उन्होंने पूछा कि हम, वो भोजन पे ही बात कर रहे थे, और मोस्ट ऑफ देम वेर ओवरवेट एंड ऑल द लक्ष्मण, एंड जैसे कि हम क्या खाएं, उन्होंने कहा कुछ मत खाओ, भूख खाओ। तुम खाने का पूछते थे, भूख खाओ। आई लाइक आई सेड लक्ष्मण जी, बेटर द बेस्ट आंसर यू गिव कि भूख खाना सीखो। खाना तो सीखते ही है। इज लाइक दैट कि इंद्रियां, सी दे, इवन वी ओवर ईट, राइट? मोस्ट ऑफ अस ओवर ईट। हु टेल्स अस टू ओवर ईट? दिस परमार्थीनि इंद्रियाणि। वो जुबान जो है ना, वो जस्ट कीप, एक और खा लेते हैं, एक और खा लेते हैं। इट्स लाइक दैट परमार्थीनि। This is one sense, which is tongue. We have 5 senses. Smell, of course, through smell we smell things. Which through eyes we have seen kids, even us also. Sometimes we watch TV and we are so tired that when the eyes are getting closed, but we still keep watching, surfing computer. And किसी को, जैसे मैंने बताया ना कि अगर किसी को आप बोलो 10 मिनट आंख बंद करके बैठो, मेरे, I mean, I have some non-Indian or non-American friends, a lot of in office, and I tell them, they talk to me about meditation and all those things. So I tell them, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, like sitting with closed eyes. I mean, as if this is a punishment. I'm telling them, self-punishment. And it's not for them, it's difficult for most of us. If somebody tells us that you sit for 15 minutes with closed eyes, it's very difficult. The mind will just wander here and there. We can still sit, डर के मारे कि चलो भगवान का नाम में कुछ भी कर लेंगे, लेकिन वो पूरी दुनिया में घूम के आ जाएगा 10 मिनट में mind. And 10 minutes we'll do everything which we may not do well while even like eyes are open or awakened. That's what Bhagwan is saying. Indriyani, and then pramati has haranti prasabham mana. मन को हर लेती है. Mind wanders, and there is example given in Kathopanishad also, that the horses are there, like they are senses, and the rein is the mind. So if rein is not in control, the string, by the buddhi, which is the holder of the rein, then these senses will take, the horses are senses, they'll take anywhere. The rein has no control. Rein is like a string. String will go with this horse, in this direction, this horse. And that's like that. The senses are so powerful, they'll take out our mind. If I'm sitting here, and I always say that, and if I'm sitting here and somebody in another room talking about me, I'm there. That moment, I'm there means my ears are here, but the mind goes there. Oh, what are they talking about me? It's like that. That powerful. That's what Bhagwan is saying. A number of examples we can take. So because they are very stubborn, and they rob away. The prasabham means forcefully. Haranti means they rob the mind, and that's the reason we say that we cannot have one thing. Typically, if you see gym and all those things, you go, so gym will say, oh, take care of your body, your mind will be in control. No, 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 no. Our Shastra says that they go together. Indriya Nigrah and Mano Nigrah. They don't give option that you can just do Mano Nigrah. They go together. So we have to have both sense control and mind control together. So Vivek Chudamani, Bhagwan Shankaracharya gives an example. He says, like for example, the elephant. Elephant has a very weak skin. Elephant can be controlled by just touching the skin. Deer can be disturbed or can be distracted by smell. That's why they hunt the deer. They put the smell, and deer looks for a smell, and then they can kill the deer. Same thing that moth, the little bug. Moth goes to the fire and dies in the fire because moth likes the fire, and then it enters the fire and moth dies there. So all these examples, fish is in the water, and fish dies in the water by attracting the fish rod. So he says all these people have one weakness, all these animals, and just one weakness takes their life. And we have 5 weaknesses, 5 senses. We have weakness of smell, taste, hearing, seeing, touching. Touching also is a weakness because there's sense. Skin is a sense. So what about the human? These animals have one weakness, and somebody can control them. Elephant can be controlled just by small little the arm, little instrument they have. So you have 5 senses. So how difficult for you to remain calm? And that's what Bhagwan is saying. But he, as Bhagwan is a very good guru, he doesn't just warn, he gives a solution also. So next Shlok 61 is the solution. We'll read that also, and then we'll talk a little bit about the rasa, right? So Bhagwan says 61 Shlok, right? Tani sarvani
संयम्य
yukta asita matparah
युक्त आसीत् मत्परः
vashe hi yasya indriyani
वशे हि यस्येन्द्रियाणि
tasya pragya pratishtita.
तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठिता. इसलिए मनुष्य को चाहिए कि उन संपूर्ण इंद्रियों को वश में करके समाहित चित्त हुआ मेरे परायण स्थित होवे, क्योंकि जिस पुरुष के इंद्रियां वश में होती हैं उसकी ही बुद्धि स्थिर होती है.
Having controlled them all, he should sit focused on me as supreme. His wisdom is established, indeed, whose senses are under control.
Right. So when we do our dhyan, same thing we do, right? And in the Shlok, this exactly the same wordings Bhagwan has used in 6th chapter when he's describing the dhyan process. Shlok number 14th of 6th chapter. Exactly the same word. He says, Manah sanyamya machitto yuks asit matparah. And he says, bring your all the senses in control. Yukta means properly engage in something. Now Ashtanga Yoga says you can do dhyan of some object. But Bhagavad Gita is very clear. Bhagwan is saying, Bhagwan ka dhyan karo, or Brahma ka dhyan karo, or Atma ka dhyan karo. That's various ways people describe. Buddha will say just meditate on your breath, which is fine, because breath is also Bhagwan. Prana pana samayukta pacham mannam chaturvidam. I digest all the food in the human, Bhagwan is saying in Bhagavad Gita, and we read that Shlok. We say when we do Bhojan mantra, right? As a Bhojan Shlok, we say that, oh mantra. Prana apana samayukta. I am the prana. and I digest the food as that pranavayu. So Bhagwan is pranavayu. That's the reason I think Bhagwan Buddha said that meditate on prana. Prana is Bhagwan, basically. So that's what Bhagwan is saying. Tani sarvani sanyamyukta. All those tani sarvani means those, all sarvani is all senses. So again, when Bhagwan says sense means he's talking about indriya nigra and mano nigra both. They go together. It's not just go to gym and thoda kuch apna practice career. And there is a gym in the downtown. And once I was walking and I told one of my friends, they say that fix your body and mind will follow. Is there a motto? I said, this is all wrong. You fix your body and mind will follow. Just like, I mean, they write it, but it's okay. Because their focus is for young people to go and build the body. No. The bodybuilding doesn't take care of mind. So our sadhana is both. We have to do Surya Namaskar also. Yes, required. We have to do asana also. At the same time, we have to do pranayam. Like Patanjali has put all this in very nice order, right? Yam, niyam, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. Yam, niyam is indriya nigraha. It is mostly for senses, right? Then we go asana. Yam, niyam, asana is also about the body. Then from asana, he go yam, niyam, asana, pranayam. Then going little inside. Then pratyahara. Then self-control comes. That in pratyahara means senses are going inside. Now your mind is quiet. And then dharana, dhyan, samadhi. Then only you do meditation. It's not like meditation, lunchtime, meditation. There's people do that, which is fine, nothing wrong in that. But Bhagwan is saying, no. You have to have indriya nigraha first. And then mano nigraha. But together, it's not one. But this so very important to have the sense control. So vashehi yas indriyani tasya pragya pratishtita. The one who has control, vash means the control, under control. The senses, tasya pragya pratishtita. That person's pragya will be sthit. And pragya sthit means, again, like same, yesterday I was somewhere and somebody was asking, okay, Bal Vihar, Vidya Mandir. Some kid asked me the question, what is knowledge and what is Vidya? Or what is Dhyan and Vidya? So, and people ask this question. So, of course, we use these words alternatively as a synonym. But it's if somebody asks this question and they ask, I said, Dhyan means knowing things, which is good. We need to know. That's the first step. But the Vidya means when the knowing becomes my anubhav, that becomes Vidya. Vidya. Vid means to know, but so the knowing becomes my personal experience. I know the truth is correct, but have I practiced truth? Have I enjoyed the truth? Then it becomes the Vidya. So same thing Bhagwan is saying, that pragya pratishtita, you will have, and the pragya means prakhar gyan. You will have gyan, but the gyan will become prakhar means sharp, or your property, or your character. By doing this, by having senses under control, by having mano nigraha, and yukta asita matpara. By doing that, same word, same shlok, which we do that at the end of our dhyan, we say that, right? Yukta asit, by engaging everything all together, like it's creating an integrated consciousness. People use those words also, but they're always good to bring those things. Integrated means everything is one. That in the system we use integration. All these banking system, any system, medical system, all the systems, all the elements or all the parts of when they work together, it is called integrated system. And they have to work together. If I enter my password, then the password should take me to the database and I get my data and I see my things and I can, for example, banking, I can deposit and withdraw. Everything works. So this is integrated. So here also Bhagwan is saying, Yukta asit means you have to have that integration of if indriya, mind, and then mat paraha. Paraha means the ultimate goal. I am the ultimate goal. Sit in that with that thought. That is called dhyan. And then your pragya will be sthit. Otherwise, we'll be doing that. Sabko sab pata hota hai. there is nothing new, right? ये जो हम बात करते थे इसमें नया है ना, कुछ भी नहीं है, हमको सबको सब पता है. लेकिन the moment छोटा सा भी किसी ने अगर कुछ चरा सा भी डिस्टर्ब किया, and I lose everything. जब वो है ना उद्वेग ना और वीत और राग और भय, क्रोध, everything comes, and all these things are coming. That means your pragya is not sthit. And go back to, see, that's what they, Warren Buffett has, he, about investment, he's not talking about adhyat. He says there are two rules of investment. He says that whatever first rule he says, first rule jo bhi unka hai, he has all the explanation. He said rule number 1 of investment is this, and rule number 2, follow rule number 1. That's it. It's only 2 rules. Follow, do 1, and the rule number 2 is follow rule 1. So that is, so it's like a thing. So that's what he's saying. Same sir. कुछ नहीं करना है आपको, ये सब कंट्रोल करके, me is the param goal. Me in the sense truth, we can say Satya or Atma, खुद भी हो सकता है, like self realization, that's what we call. And that then your pragya will be. Pragya established means always available. It's like cash. The example is always the cash is always available for me to shop around. So this pragya is a cash knowledge. मैं जा रहा हूँ सड़क पे, ऐसे Lao Tse was a philosopher, Chinese. He used to say that, किसी ने पूछा कि ये कैसे होगा, like how do this स्थित प्रज्ञा, I mean the same word they use in their language, different way. Or bodhi, they call it bodhisattva, same thing. So he said practice it this way. Very nice way he described it, practice. He says if you're walking on a street and there is a wind blowing, and if somebody hits you, you will definitely react. Oh, what? Don't you see the street? Don't you like that, right? You will always react. But you're walking on a street and there's no one and the wind is blowing, and a small splinter of a little piece of leaf from the tree, and it flies and get into your eyes. What are you going to do? You just stop there, take the out and just move forward, right? You won't react because you know that this is like a natural phenomenon happening. If you can do the same thing if somebody hits you, can you do that? If you do that, you're done. You're done. Then that means your pragya is sthit. I'm not disturbed. And that's what happened to, like, वो हमारे स्वामी जी used to say that, किसी ने बोला कि वो ये डॉट क्यों बिंदी, दयानंद जी used to say कि बिंदी क्यों लगाते हैं, बोले बिंदी लगाते हैं चलो क्योंकि बिंदी को टच करो तो उनका दिमाग खराब हो जाता है. It's like there's a button, if you touch that they'll get disturbed. So bindi tells ki don't get disturbed. That's the whole, this is the reason, this is a pragya chakshu, right? We call it third eye. It's a reminder for us not to get disturbed. But it's the other way around, right? किसी को छेड़ दो तो पंडित जी को बिंदी लगा दो तो छेड़ जाते हैं पंडित जी. वो पंडित जी बिंदी इसलिए लगी है कि आपको बिल्कुल नहीं छेड़ना है. प्रज्ञा, that's actually sign of स्थित. So that's what we have on the bindi concept, right? So that's what Bhagwan is saying. कि तस्य प्रज्ञा प्रतिष्ठा, and we'll continue next time we meet, because next shlok is very, very powerful, where Bhagwan is saying कि if you don't do this, Arjun, what is next? There is a ladder of fall and you will fall. So he is giving the warning, he is giving the solution also. Solution is there. Yuktasi tumatpara. Control them. And so it's like that. If you create a space in the room, then air will come in, because the air has to fill. So same thing, if we have sense control and mind control, now you don't have, but you have to fill that space with something. Otherwise, empty mind will do what? So that's what they're saying, that fill the space with Bhagwan. हरि नाम बोलो, भगवान नाम बोलो, जो भी बोलो, भगवान का ध्यान करो. और बुद्ध ने, अभी हमारे इतने सारे महात्मा होते हैं, like lot of, कोई उसको कॉल विपासना मेडिटेशन, somebody is calling inner engineering meditation, somebody is calling art of living meditation, all different names they are giving. वो क्या, यही तो बोल रहे हैं कि जब मन खाली होगा तो आपको कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा ना, तो कुछ नाम दे देते हैं कि चलो ये करो. So भगवान is saying युक्तासीत मत पर, मेरा ध्यान करो. अब मेरे में हमारे तो उपनिषद एक स्टेप बियॉन्ड जाते हैं, एक स्टेज आएगी तत्वमसि, यू आर दैट, एंड देन हु एम आई, अहम ब्रह्मास्मि, यू आर ब्रह्म, अपना ही ध्यान करो। और उपनिषद गोज स्टेप, किसी बाहर वाले का ध्यान भी नहीं करना है, यू आर केपेबल ऑफ डूइंग योर ओन ध्यान, इफ यू आर दैट प्यूरिफाइड माइंड, इफ यू आर दैट प्यूरिफाइड इंद्रिय और मन अगर कंट्रोल में है, देन किसी और का ध्यान नहीं करना है, आपको अपना ही ध्यान करना है, दैट इज गुड इनफ। बट इफ टिल दैट टाइम यू तासीत मत करो, मेरा ध्यान का भगवान से, एंड ऑल अवर योगा प्रैक्टिसेस आर बेस्ड ऑन दैट। सो द की हियर इज परम दृष्टा, राइट, जो भगवान ने पिछले श्लोक में बोला था कि उस दैट इज द प्रैक्टिस, वो आगे जाके हम करेंगे, परम दृष्टा, एंड वो हमारा संध्या वंदनम है, जो भी पूजा पाठ है, द गोल इज दैट परम दृष्टा। I have to see, drashtra means by seeing that param, the ultimate truth, and which is all inside me. Or adhyatma says there is not outside. So we'll do our dhyan, but little story. We have seen there are various versions of the story. You must have heard that. There was a king. He told his prime minister that, oh, my subjects or my citizens, they love me. They love me when I go out. The crowd, they want to hug me, or they want to shake hands with me, and garland, जैसे वो ट्रम्प जाते हैं या अपना बाइडेन प्राइम प्रेसिडेंट will go to place, people just want to like have a handshake. नरेंद्र मोदी आते हैं तो like people, oh, एक उंगली भी लग जाए तो वो देख, दो लोग फेसबुक पे पिक्चर डाला उन्होंने, I just touch नरेंद्र मोदी है, फेसबुक पे पिक्चर आ गई। So that much people love me. So prime minister say, yeah, well, they love you, but no, you are not sure? He said, yeah, let's try that. What is that? He said, let's do the test, right? So prime minister was smart. He said, let's do one thing. We'll tell people, we'll make the announcement that king is available for anyone to meet in person. You can come inside the assembly, whatever assembly hall, king is sitting on the throne, and then you can meet king free, no charge. And so the announcement was made, and everybody got excited. Wow, we are going to see the king in person in his assembly. Wow, everybody got excited. But then Raja says, oh, you have made the announcement, but how so many people, how we'll handle it? Don't worry, let's do that. The prime minister said. He said, okay, so by 4 o'clock in the morning, you have to reach to this, and you will start during daytime. So what he did from the town, we have seen, some of you have read this story. The town, there was like miles of path was there to come to the assembly or palace, king's palace. So what he did, there are carnival, there are fair, and the free food shop, everything is free. And they announced that during the path, on that path, everything will be free. You can eat, you can play, and there are carnivals and swings and everything. And people came with family and they started, oh, laddu mein khao, hey, donut free, eat, and go swing. And then everybody got busy and they got all distracted. And then just at 4 a.m. in the morning, king was very excited. A lot of people will be here. And there's no one was there, just one old lady came. And he said, you are here? And the prime minister was standing there. So, but what about other people? And the prime minister said, look at that picture ko dikhaya hua. They're all enjoying. They're having fun. Getting indulged into the senses. Right? Anand kha pi rahe hain, kuch kar rahe hain. Bhool hi gaye wo king ke paas jana. Then this king asked this lady that, what about you? Didn't you see all those things? He said, no, I didn't see anything. Only thing I was seeing that I want to see you. That was the only thing in my mind. So I didn't see what is happening there. I just kept walking. I'm an old lady. It took me time. But I kept walking, and I'm here. That is param drishtva nivartate. हम लोग भी जिंदगी में बड़े होंगे, ब्रह्मचर्य होगा, गृहस्थ होगा, वानप्रस्थ होगा, झंझटें होंगी, एंड एट द एंड ऑफ द लाइफ, वो एक महेंद्र भाई हमारे जो हैं शाह, उन्होंने कार्टून बनाया था, बड़ा अच्छे बनाते हैं वो ग्रैंडफादर is dying almost. His hospital में everybody was standing, all the family members, and grandfather is almost taking the last breath. He said कि वो दादाजी कुछ इच्छा है क्या? उन्होंने कहा इच्छा तो क्या है कि मेरे मैसेजेस फॉरवर्ड करते रहना ऊपर व्हाट्सएप पे, कि मैं पहुंच जाऊं ऊपर. That's our life. उन्होंने बड़ा अच्छा कार्टून बनाया महेंद्र भाई ने. But that's a reality, right? We'll die with that कि ये मेरे forward आ जाए message, तो कहीं ऐसा नहीं कि वहाँ पर miss हो जाए. And that's what this crowd, वो जो story में था, we are that crowd, and we are all distracted by these things, my positions, and that's what Bhagwan said, देहिनः. जो 59 श्लोक में word use किया, निराहारस्य देहिनः. Dehinam means body centric people, and we are body centric people. My health, my possessions, my job, my title. ये I think Vivek Chudamani, somewhere I read that there is a shlok which says Upadhi doshan. Upadhi is a dosh. Upadhi means title. The title I assume as a father, as a boss, as a subordinate, as a friend, all these are titles. Dehina, that word. And that Upadhi is a dosh. Dosh means in Ayurveda or medicine, dosh means a deficiency, a disease. So Upadhi is a disease, a sickness. And we all know that it's a sickness. If I am elder, then I expect the younger people to do what exactly I expect them to do for me. Just because I am elder. And that is Upadhi. So Upeksh Upadhikan Doshan Grahyante Vishayayatha. वो example देते हैं कि जैसे केला खाते हैं या कोई fruit, so you peel things out and then eat the fruit. So that peel is Upadhi. So for you also, they say, Shankaracharya ji, just Upadhi, throw the Upadhi and eat the essence, the fruit. Otherwise, it is a sickness. If you eat that, केले को छिलके के साथ खाएंगे तो बीमार हो जाएंगे. It's like that. But we do that. So that's what Bhagwan is saying, Dehina. So let's do our dhyan, Deha se Atma ki taraf. That's our goal, right? So all this dhyan, what we do is a reminder every day for us to do. And actually, I was reading, Shipaji, someday I have to sit with you and go over detail. I was reading, there is a website called Scientific American, and I was reading an article, Harvard ke some scientist ka tha, and this person is saying that through meditation, now they are doing some research, even Deepak Chopra does some of those, that through meditation you can positively impact your DNA. And when the DNA is broken, then even the cancer cells, your chemo and other therapies can be more impactful if you're doing meditation. They're saying 10 minutes or 15 minutes a day, if you do meditation, the treatment you are getting, it will help you more than if you're not doing. And it is true. I mean, you talk to doctors, they say, yeah, do it because it's harmless. Absolutely zero side effect of meditation. I mean, then so far, I think the medical science has not reached to the point, but I feel that next 50 to 100 years, they'll write in prescription. Okay, 7-minute, 10-minute meditation 3 times a day. It's like that. Because they're saying it will help DNA damage happens. I mean, I couldn't get the whole technical terms, but that much I got the message that if you do meditation every day, it will help strengthen your DNA. In fact, DNA and the mutation will be reduced. And I understand programming, so every cell is basically DNA is nothing but a program, right? And that program is mishandled. So that's why the whole diseases are there. And by doing that, that program will function the way it is designed to function. And you're healthy. That much I got from that whole article, my computer knowledge and medicine. But definitely, so that's the significance of, that's what Bhagwan is saying, Yuktasit Matpara. Yuktasit Matrab is मेरा ध्यान करो. That's it. It's that simple. वो जो बाकी जो भी नाम लोगों ने दिए हुए हैं विपासना वगैरह, वो यही भगवान कह रहे हैं, युक्तासीत मत्परा. Engage yourself in my dhyan as a goal. So let's get to our meditation. We'll say Om 6 times and then start our journey from outward to inward. So slow and shallow breathing. Bring the focus to the tip of the nose or nostril, and then bring image of Prithvi in the mind, which is Bhumi Tattva or Bhudevi. Keep the focus on the tip of the nostril and bring the image of Prithvi in mind. Now shift focus to the tip of the tongue and think of Jal, which is water or ras. Keep the focus on the tip of the tongue, and we can feel some juice there or some. So Jal is the tattva which we feel through tongue. Now shift focus to the eyes and bring image of Agni, could be Surya Bhagwan, sun. Now shift focus to skin and feel air or Vayu Devata around us. Air is all around us. So when we keep the focus on skin, we can feel air around us, which is Pavan Devata. Now shift focus to the ear, and we can see some sound, distant sound, but the purpose is not to hear the sound. Sound travels in space to realizing that we are in space, which is Bhagwan's subtlest gross manifestation. Now we have to think that I am not these senses, which was Bhagwan is saying in the shlok we read today. I am not this body, I am not the mind, I am not even buddhi behind, I am not even chit, the memory store. I am that Satchidanand Atma. And after this, Bhagwan says in 6th chapter, do a Brahma Vichar. And so Brahma Vichar is Gayatri Mantra is the best Brahma Vichar. We can do any other Vichar, but Gayatri Mantra is the best, easiest. Om Bhum Bhuvasvaha Tatsavitu Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Na Prachodayat. And then Bhagwan says, Yukt Asit Matpara. Now we have one integrated personality right now, the consciousness. And Bhagwan is saying, Matparaham is me as the supreme goal, or me or truth, or we can focus on the breath also, according to the Buddhist tradition. But here we can bring image of Om or Bhagwan in mind. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्री कृष्ण कन्हैया लाल की जय।